Hi, my name's Keiran Evans, and I'm finally completing my Bachelor's of Commerce degree at Curtin University. Now, I'm majoring in information systems, however, this wasn't always the case. So I began at Curtin studying accounting, and here I was doing an accounting systems unit where I thought if everything's going technology based, I may as well get a leg up and do information systems as a double major. However, towards the end of the accounting units, I sort of began to lose that passion, and my passion grew way larger than I ever imagined for information systems. So I decided to drop accounting. Now, straight out of high school, I went into the workforce, and I worked full time on a shift roster at the airport. Now, it's quite an interesting career pathway to go down. However, I feel like my time at the airport taught me a number of things, a number of skills as well that I'll be able to take forward and adapt in real life. Now, skills such as communication, organizational skills, time management skills, as well as a disciplinary skill, I felt really enabled me to communicate and interact with people at Curtin. Now, the purpose of today's video is to explain the journey that I've gone on from start to finish at Curtin, as well as how I'm going to adapt to everything I've learned going forward. Let's start with the employability test. So at the start of the semester, everyone was asked to complete an assessment. Now, due to course complications, I actually missed the first couple of weeks of the unit. So I had no actual record of how I started and how I ended with this assessment. However, I have completed it since, and if you just have a look here at the results, it shows that I feel like over my time at Curtin, my basic literacy, rhetorical literacy, personal and critical literacy, as well as the occupational literacy, ethical, cultural, and social literacy have all dramatically improved. And I'm forever in debt with Curtin for this. So, starting off with the basic literacy, I feel like going through Curtin and actually having to communicate with people on a day-to-day basis, as well as going through certain things such as referencing, researching for your own content, having to reword and have to in-text reference as well for certain assessments. I feel like that has significantly improved from when I started, because at the very start I thought, sweet, we can just pick and choose what we want, insert it in, and off you go. However, this wasn't obviously the case. Now, one thing that I feel like from the very start, coming from an all-boys school, my ethical, cultural, and social literacy has dramatically improved. Mixing and communicating with different people from all facets of life has been really, really interesting for me, and it gives me a broader knowledge as well as a broader way to think and try to understand other people. Now, to reflect on this year's unit of Enhancing Your Business Mind, it was quite an interesting unit for me. So I went in with a pretty broad understanding of what the unit was, and I thought, okay, maybe this will just improve me professionally, and I can learn a couple of things and I can use that in the professional mindset. But it was actually really interesting in the way that it improved my way of broader thinking. I also didn't know about the Gladdy pitch set out. I also learned a lot of things about people that I never really would have understood. So for instance, with a lot of the students that are in this unit, they're coming from different majors, different degrees, different cultural backgrounds, social backgrounds, and it was really interesting to understand the way they think and the things that they put forward in compared to me. So one of the activities that we did was actually as a group, individual groups, yet it was a class activity at the same time. So we were given the task to create a Lego city with a bunch of different buildings. Now, another activity that we did, which was quite interesting, was the very last one. As you can see here, my design is very, very plain, but at the same time, that's how I view myself. So I feel like I am more a blank canvas that you can throw anything at me and I'll do my best to complete it. And this is exactly what this is showing as just a window of opportunities going forward. Reflecting on my time at Curtin, it's been quite a long run. So I've been here since 2016, and it's incredible to think about all the changes that I've faced due to my own decision making and stuff that wasn't really my choice and I had no say in. So obviously starting in 2016, I was doing accounting, I was studying on campus, I was studying full time, and looking at me now, I'm doing information systems, I'm studying online, and I'm doing part time. So it's incredible to see the changes that I've gone through throughout my time and the people that I've met. I will say that something that I could do better if I had my time again would probably be networking and sort of joining a few other groups. I was part of the Curtin Commerce group, however I didn't really attend any of their events, I didn't go meet new people, and this is probably due to the fact that I was working shift roster and it made things a bit difficult. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit on my career plan going forward. Now, if I could just refer to the screen behind me. My career at the moment, I'm doing an internship with BHP in their cyber operations team as well as their application infrastructure team. Now, ideally going forward, I can land a job as a penetration tester, a programmer, or even a software designer. Now, however, these jobs are quite specific and you need a certain number of skills and certifications to be able to obtain one of these. Now, to be able to successfully complete my goals and reach my potential, I feel like there's certain actions that I'll be able to take. That includes continually keeping up with the latest technologies, studying further courses, and networking. So networking with different people from different businesses via LinkedIn, certain business events, to be able to reach these goals and successfully meet my expectations, I feel like I have to secure a graduate position, hopefully with BHP or maybe someone else, embark on completing my Masters in Cybersecurity, as well as being able to learn a lot about application design. Now, I already have a number of core skills. These include hard skills, soft skills, and then there's desired skills that I'd want to reach. These include, so my hard skills include the data extraction, mathematics, analytics, Microsoft Excel. I know a little bit about SQL databases as well through courses that I've done at uni. I'm also really good at public speaking, I believe. I'm enthusiastic. I feel like I can lead teams if required. And also, to be able to become a software designer, I'm going to need to learn things like coding, Python. I'm probably going to have to network a little bit more as well. So this is obviously one of the actions that I'll be taking. And now, a message to myself in 5 years' time. So I understand that going forward and leaving university into the real world is going to be quite difficult and daunting. However, if I can take everything and adapt everything that I've learned here in my time at Curtin, I feel professionally I will exceed all expectations that I've set for myself. Now, I know it's quite difficult to set expectations for myself due to the changing work climate that we're all living in and the industry and how rapidly fast the industry is changing. However, I do wish by 5 years' time, so in 2026, I have completed a number of more certification courses to further enhance my professional development. What I've learned from Curtin, there's been a number of key things that I've picked up on, I've improved on, and that I've learned, and I can take out of my experience with Curtin University and take it out into the real world. So one thing that Curtin's always taught me is to always think outside the box. It's very, very important to think different to everyone else and try and offer a different perspective with everything. Also, take risks. If you don't try, you'll never know. Something else that I've picked up on is to always be confident in what you're doing, what you're submitting, when you're talking to people. Always try and be confident with the way you present yourself as well. And lastly, continually to active learn. So this means it doesn't matter if you graduate with a PhD or just a bachelor's degree. If you always continually learn, you'll always professionally develop yourself in and outside of the workplace. Thank you very much to everyone for listening to my career passport video today, and hopefully, Keiran, in 5 years' time, you're exactly where you want to be and maybe even more.